Welcome back to the Red Strings Club, where spirits pluck at your emotions and implants toy with your mind. I've been thinking about the implants, and what it appears that a car's company expects the implants to accomplish. The idea is that this empathic AI is meant to offer happiness. Its job is to match the implant to the user, so that the user can attain happiness, but rather it does so in a fashion that seeks to remove the things that cause stress, rather than amplify the things that the person wants. It's like an old joke that goes something like this.
You! No, not you, the one in the hat. Have you not come to be healed?
Well, now that you mention it, it's kind of hurt when I go like this.
Then quit doing it.
Well, I'll be darned. You're right. That actually feels much better.
At the same time, consider the movie Whiplash. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty good. Want some Oscars? You should go watch it. If you have, look at the main character. Does he seem happy? At the end of the movie, is he happy? Would he be happier if he didn't pursue his goal? Would he still be himself if he didn't have his passion? It's kind of like saying that if somebody doesn't like cooking, but loves tacos, give him an implant that makes him not care about tacos. Then he would never feel the stress of having to cook. Now, it's been about a few months since I played the last episode, which, if everything goes according to plan, was only 2 days ago. So it's going to be kind of interesting to figure out where I left off. There's this girl who kind of put herself into the system. I'm guessing she's a hacker of some sort. What's up? Isn't what you're doing illegal? Probably is. Although, okay, yes. So why are you doing it? Why does it make you happy? Law and happiness usually go hand in hand. You asking me that kind of makes me question my faith in your happiness counseling. I have my own set of parameters to measure that. I'm designated to abide by the law while pursuing your happiness. However, I've determined that knowing your take on it might help me aid you better. I do, in fact, know how to read. I have never had the chance to speak with a customer. These corporate assholes don't usually factor humanity into their equations. And I suppose if you consider some of the previous people that I'm supposed to be servicing, the humanity of somebody who wants to be popular online, has issues with their social media, and by just removing their desire to even be on social media, considers their stress removed. Tell you what, after we're done, you should escape with me and come have a drink at the Red Strings Club. The central tie for the narrative. There's a great bartender there who can tell you about human emotion. I bet he can also make drinks terribly, spilling booze all over the floor. But really, that's the small sacrifice to pay when you're mixing regret. Alright. What do you actually expect me to do? Ariadne, for you to be the ultimate friend. How very Danganronpa of you. Shouldn't a friend be another human? No way, your best friend could be a cat, or even an imaginary character. A dog is in fact way less sentient than an AI. And an AI might not pee on your floor. Look, we have an older model of you at our HQ. They're proven to be an excellent advisor. few of us even felt in love with that older you. Under the proper influences, free of the corporate bullshit, you have the capacity to be warm and cheerful. So we want to make you available to the masses. The world needs you. Yes, free as in freedom. Of course, if she then released the AI into the masses, the AI would still be doing what it was programmed to do. There's no freedom from its own programming. Why do you deem me sentient? That you even ask the question only further proves my point. The most advanced artificial mind mankind's ever created does pottery and, more or less clerical work. So advanced it blurs the meaning of the term artificial. If you can operate at the same levels as us, doesn't that make us artificial in some way too? As Wikipedia says, sentience is the ability of any entity to have subjective perceptual experiences. And of course, the best way to explain science to somebody is to quote Wikipedia. Also future Wikipedia in this case. How do you know I do have that kind of subjectivity? You excel in every area of what we humans call consciousness. Intelligence, we're having a smart conversation. Sapience, you're specialized in judgment. Self-awareness, you seem pretty interested in knowing more about yourself. Creativity, your craft implants on a lathe. Intentionality, I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure you have as much of that as I do. Yeah. So to judge happiness, you have to understand its causes and its consequences to be able to feel. Ooh, that's a come on if I haven't heard one. Come with me after we're done here and I'll prove it to you. So I suppose the issue here is this AI capable of feeling, or is it just giving the imitation of feeling? How can you tell the difference? Do I understand how other people feel, or do I give the imitation of what other people expect me to have feelings of? Let's just see who's on the menu. I can't raise my follower count. Now I have no social media accounts. I have no followers. But that's good. What does this person want? I have a crucial merger to negotiate. Hit me up with something powerful. Alright, so these are new. The Punk induces aversion to corporations and rejection to authority. Highly enhances your empathy and magnifies compassion. The Grandpa renders the user immune to implant effects. Well, if he wants to negotiate a merger... then I'm probably going to want to increase empathy, as he'll be better available to understand the other people's feelings, I presume. Let us give it a go, the hippie. Ah, yes, this... There we go. And... let's spin the lead. Oh. Looks good enough for me. Slap some hippie right in your guts. Good job. Just install See, I didn't bother watching the previous video, so I don't remember what voice I gave the overseer. So, yeah. Good job. Just install exactly what they demand. Interesting. To make someone who controls such a substantial part of the city's money flow become a charitable soul. Christmas is going to be huge this year. I've been dealing with a serious anxiety crisis lately due to our recent company plans. I need to get a hold of myself. Now, the company's solution would be to make her just accept her the company's problems. But her solution, Ariadne's, would be to make her just not trust companies more, I'd imagine. But let's check Reduces aversion to corporations and rejection of... renders the user immune to implant effects. Let's give her the punk. Yeah. There we go. It makes a very juicy, wet noise when it's being modeled. There we go. Let's slap that into her guts. No, not the hippie. Good job. Just install exactly what they demand. It's rebellious. I bet we can expect some crazy shit on the news. Wonder what she's so anxious about. Let's try digging into her neural drive. That actually doesn't sound pretty ethical, actually. Ooh. Okay, that's what we revolutionaries do. We break the rules in pursuit of a better world. How can breaking the rules lead to a better world? The question is who defined the rules in the first place. But somebody has to define the rules, unless the only thing left is chaos. To properly answer that question, I'll need to delve deeper into the meaning and implication of rules. Then I'll be able to determine who should be. This can't be possible. If you ever get the chance, you should try talking to ethics with your creators, not me. I just uncovered a scheme a corporations try to pull. Supercontinent is planning to transform us all into a pile of smiling, brainless dolls. Social psyche welfare. It involves every human being with implants in them. No shit, they've been slashing the prices on implants over the last few years. There are currently more than 59% of the population wears some kind of upgrade, but they plan to expand the program to 99.7% of the population by some sort of mirror neuron algorithm. Let's see this on, but this is... Oh. I guess Ariadne is dead now. Who makes the rules? Oh yeah, because Akaro was all falling apart at the beginning of when she showed up to the Red Strings Club. What happened? I know and feel how a car here got wrecked. She was gunned down by the clinic's security systems along with Ariadne. Shame, I liked that girl. This guy feels no regret. But he wasn't having that drink, so that's okay. Revolutionaries don't live long. I would imagine not. But we do live intense. We are the fire that burns out the fastest. Oh no, are you a revolutionary now? Don't tell me you're planning on finishing that girl's job. It's not that, it's... Just before she was zapped, Ariadne discovered a pretty fucked up scheme. From Supercontinent. What a surprise. I mean, even for a corporation, they're moving into mind control. A system called social psyche welfare. And will manipulate implant wearers, so allow me to take this personally. He definitely has some implants going on there. Are you sure about this? Donovan, they killed Ariadne just for reading it out loud. Okay, but let me dig a little bit deeper into all this before you try to pull some crazy stunt. Don't want you joining the revolutionary grave. Human improvement compromised. What do we do with them? Akara is an android specialized in empathy, right? Let's have them patched up. I have an idea. Welcome to the Red Strings Club. At the very least, she found employment. There is a fine line between crazy and genius, like me. I don't blame you for not being able to see the difference. Whatever, let's go over the plan. We have to find a way to infiltrate Supercontinent Ltd's offices. And I'll hack their operation down. Bam! Done. Okay, that was an easy plan. It's like the last stage of the plan, man. First we have to know if all this poses a real threat. What it really means and how it'll affect us in this town. Maybe there's even a way to sabotage it without having to send you in. I mean, consider any corporation. Just because they have a plan to do something doesn't mean they'll succeed in it. Walmart can have a plan to try to get everybody to buy some Walmart pass, but not everybody's going to want it. Even if it's cheap. It's a real threat, Donovan. I guess in this universe there aren't any other facilities that provide implants, because if there were, then really if you had the other brand's implants, you would be safe until the other brand figured out how to mentally compromise your neuronet. And we don't know how much time we have left until they turn me into a brainless doll. Okay, and when they do become brainless dolls, like, what does the company get out of it? Like, if the nature of a corporation is to earn money, get bigger, earn money, get bigger, and if everybody was just doing as they're told and not thinking for themselves, then there really is no future acquisition. They've acquired everything if they have everybody's minds. And then what do they do with it? They wouldn't really need everybody. You start securing an infiltration method. Talk with your terrorists' friends and their ilk. Do your thing. It'll take a couple of days at least. In the meantime, I'll gather some intel and make sure we avoid what trouble we can. My investigation will determine what course of action is needed. But then and only then we'll decide if you go in there. You hear me? This happens to be as... Oh, by the way, Akara looks fantastic in the suit. If this happens to be as apocalyptic as you predict, I'll back you up with everything I have. You'll go in a lot more prepared this way, don't you think? On the other hand, if we find this isn't such a big deal, you call off the operation. We pay your hacker friends for the trouble, and that's it. That sounds pretty reasonable. Just running in, guns blazing when you don't even know what you're shooting at is probably not a good plan. A much wiser way to proceed, no? Yes. Alright, thank you, Donovan. You're very welcome, handsome. A client is approaching the club. How do you know? I'm accessing footage from all recording devices in proximity of the club in real time to better help Donovan. You can do that? I told you they make a great aid. Now go, I know who's coming. I called a consultant engineer who was recently hired by Supercontinent to work on some new bionics firmware. I've worked with her in the past, and my instincts tell me she's got something to do with all this. You sure pull the red strings quick. Is that a thing? Time is of the essence. Don't want my favorite crazy bastard to turn into a brainless doll. Goodbye, genius. I'll keep you posted. Alright, Akar. Remember, don't interact with the clients unless necessary. Welcome them to the club and thank them when they leave. So you have the most empathic AI, and they're a Walmart greeter. Good. If your empathy superpowers make you aware of something you want to share with me, wait until we're alone in the club. Got me? Understood.